going to show you how to record an action. So basically what an action is, if you don't already know, is it is the ability to go through the steps once and then record them so that Photoshop knows how to do those steps again for any other image. So you don't have to do it over and over and over. So for this instance, what we're going to do is we're going to record how to place a new layer on top of this. So I've been using Evoto and exporting my Evoto TIFF, and I want to put it on top of my other TIFF so that I have a retouched layer and my original background layer. So in order to do that, first we're going to come over here to our actions panel. If you can't see it, go to your window and then choose action so that it shows up. If you want to, you can put it in a new folder and then, call it new actions, or in my case, I've already got all these folders. So I'm going to put it in here in my Gleaning Co actions. And then I'm going to click this plus sign down here to add a new action. I'm going to name it Evoto layer place, something like that. And then you can also choose a function key. So I want to do that. Click record. Now I'm going to go up to my file and I'm going to choose place linked. And then I'm going to find wherever it is that I have this file. So the number is 2428. I'm already in the right folder because I've been working on these. And it doesn't really matter. You could place an image that is not at all the correct image to go on top of this, but I'm going to show you how I want the action to work so you can see. So I'm going to hit placed. And now it's going to have this X. That means it's coming in as a smart object. So I'm just going to hit return. I'm not going to change anything else. And you can see it comes in before and after. Now I need to get rid of these steps because I just did a before and after. So it was recording that. You have to be careful. If you do anything beyond what you want it to do, it will do those things. So if I recorded this action and hadn't deleted those steps, every time you ran this action, it would go before, after, and you don't want it to do that. So I just deleted them by dragging them to the trash can. Here's my place. Now I'm going to hit this record button again so that I can continue on. So now I've got my new layer up here, and see this little icon that's like the link icon? That means it's linked to that file. It's not within, it is within this folder, this file, but you can't retouch it yet. You can't come in and do anything. If you try and go to like your healing brush, you're going to get this little icon because this is not a rasterized layer. So we need to make it a rasterized layer so that we can actually retouch it. And so I'm going to right click over here and I'm going to choose rasterize layer. And as you can see, it put it up here. Now it also select remove tool. It did that for me too. So I'm going to click stop. I'm going to drag that to the garbage can. I'm going to hit record again. Now, while I'm still on this layer, I'm going to double click and I'm going to rename it. So I'm going to call it retouched. And then I'm going to hit Command S to save, or I'm going to come up here and go File, Save. And it's going to give me these TIFF options. Because I want it to save the same for every single image like this, I can just click OK. And I got my action. It's going to place the new layer. It's going to rasterize it. It's going to rename it, which is the set current layer. If you drop this down, you can see to that layer, names retouched, and then save. So now I can hit stop, or if I wanted it to always close after I ran this action, I could go to File, Close. But in my case, I want to be able to control that. I don't want to always close it. Sometimes I'm just going to work on it right away. So I'm going to leave my action right like that. I'm going to hit stop. And now you can see it's placed it correctly. So now I'm going to do one thing. Now let's show, I'm going to show you one example here if I didn't do this next step. So let's open, say this one. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to hit play on this action, and it's going to put in the image that I put in for this first one, right? Because that's what I told it to do. I said place, and then it said, this is the folder we're looking for with linked, and put it in the center. So if you want to always put the same image in, that's how you would do it. But of course, we don't want to do that. We want to put a different image in each time. So in order to do that, this little checkbox right here that's currently empty, we need to check it. And that means that it's going to tell the action to stop right there and do something different. Allow us to interrupt the action to choose something specific to this image. So now I'm going to run my action again, play. I'm going to find 2814, click place. It's going to put it in. I'm going to hit return. So the 2 steps you have to do is you have to find your image and you have to hit return to put in that placed file. So to tell it that you don't want to change the size or move it around or anything like that. I don't want to do that. I want it to come in exactly as is. So I just hit return and it puts it in place and then renames it for me. And it also saved it. So if I wanted to, I could hit Command W and it's going to close it and it will all be saved with my layers. Now I want to show you another way that you can now use this action that's really helpful when you have a big group. So in this folder, let me go to my photo mechanic here. In this folder, I did not use Evoto on all of these images because on some of these ones of the baby, it just wasn't necessary. I don't need to pay for Evoto every single time if I'm not going to use those features. So instead, what I want to do is only use Evoto when it's really going to help me. What I can do is I can open any of the images that either I know I used Evoto for, or I could open all of them. So I just want to show you, like, I definitely did not use Evoto on this dog image, and I didn't use it on that one. I didn't use it on that one or that one. So I'm just going to open these with that dog one, and maybe this, whoops, let's do these ones, and this one. So you can see kind of what I'm talking about here. So open all these images. I'm going to go up here to File. I'm going to go Automate, Batch. And then I'm going to choose my action. So in my case, it's in this Clean & Co. Actions one. Find the actual action. There's mine. And I want to do it to opened files. You could also do this to a folder. So if you had an entire folder that you knew needed these Evoto layers, you could choose that folder and run it that way. So I'm going to choose open files in this case. And I just want them to save and close. If you wanted them to just stay open, choose none. Or if you want them to save to a new place, you can choose folder. But in my case, I want to save them and close them. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to click OK. And it's going to start. So now I need to find which image are they working on. It's this one that's highlighted. So 2704. I'm going to look for 2704. There it is. Click place, click enter. It's going to save and move to the next one. Now I'm looking for 2777. And that's not one that I retouched. So because it's not there, I'm going to click cancel. And it's going to say it was canceled or stopped while batching. Do you want to continue or stop? If something had gone wrong, you could click stop and it won't continue the action. But in my case, I want it to continue. I just don't want it to place something there because there's no image to place. So I'm going to click continue and it's going to move on to the next one. So now it's on to, and this time we're going to do a whole folder. So we're going to go to the Clean & Co. Actions. Whoops, wrong one. Clean & Co. Actions. And then we're going to go to Evoto layer place, and then we're going to choose our folder. And then we're going to do save and close. Now we're going to choose our folder again, except this time we're going to choose the Evoto retouched. And then we're going to look and see what number we're looking for, 5355. There it is. 5386. And so forth.